Good morning. In this recording we'll be setting up the Spironics outdoor rated sensor. Just a side note, they work just as lovely in large indoor rooms as well. So what to look out for when opening it up, there's a little screw here at the bottom. We just half turn that screw and then carefully lift off the top cover. Now this is a brand new motion detector. If it were not a brand new motion detector, this cable would have already been hooked up here. So when opening one that's previously been set up, just be very careful as to not damage your cable connection. Right, so what you see at the back here, the end of line resistors that have previously been built into this by the manufacturing company. So what we are particularly interested in for a start, we just want to get this thing to actually power on, is the normally closed part of it. I'll frequently be turning this thing around because all of the stickers aren't facing the same way. Now the IDS X64 alarm system to which we are going to be wiring this actually requires for a 3.3K resistor the way it's set up. And here is not a 3.3K resistor available here. So I will not be breaching any of these connections. I'm just going to leave them open. We will not be using any of the factory preset resistors, as none of them actually come with a 3.3K option. What we're interested in is this little connection here, and that is your alarm and mask link. In this case we actually want them linked. And now we'll just talk through these little dip switches here. By default all of them would probably just be facing the same direction. So the LEDs on the sensor, we want them on. The buzzer we want off, so that gets set to the off position. The open mask and alarm relays on that side, yes, we want it that way. We don't want the open mask relay only. Then the sensitivity, I will just set that to high instead of automatic. RI we want on, and the blocking we want on as well. The anti-mask monitoring, we would like that to be 24-hour, and so it's set up here. And then we will be setting the frequency to 50 Hz because this is South Africa and we use 50 Hz. So that in a nutshell is what's going on here. That little guy is a tamper switch, and these two is to actually adjust your sensitivity and your angle that your motion detector will be monitoring, along with your anti-masking sensitivity. We will just say that we are satisfied there with. Right, here at the back side of it, comms cable that will plug into my alarm sensor. Just going to move that one out of the way. We actually want to see what's going on here. Plus and minus, that's going to come from the 12 volt out on the control panel. That's the tamper zone. Get to that one in a moment. That one's marked alarm NC, normally closed in other words. And that's the one we're interested in because the IDS X64 normally uses a normally closed system. Now if your system was wired up for a normally open system, then we would have been using that one marked NO. In my opinion, the normally closed system is also the safer of the two. Now we are just going to proceed in bridging our tamper and our zone, because this X64 alarm system has not been set up with a separate tamper system, so we will just let it register an open zone if tamper occurs. So I will, since there is no 3.3K resistor option, I'm not going to bother much about the EOL markings there. standing for your end of line resistor. I will just add my own one, 3.3K then, in this particular setup. And I'm just bridging the tamper zone with my zone then, the normal zone. Just open up nicely. I'm just going to fit that once in there. Just gonna close it up. Yes. If we did not want to use the tamper at all, then this end of line resistor would have just gone in series with your alarm data cable. But for safety, let's wire up that tamper, and it's just the standard 4-core alarm cable that I'll be using. I'm just gonna cut me a decent part of it. Okay, now all I do, I'm just gonna strip it open. And I actually like to use different color coding than what is standard. Reason being, some tech-savvy scalums also know the color coding of your cables. So one can actually trick a scalum by simply using different color codings here. Just open them up nicely. If you are interested in a full installation of this IDX64, you're welcome to have a look here on my channel. I've actually done that a bit earlier. And these wires break like glass. Open up a bit more. Okay. That's it. Just make, I'm just gonna get those wires the same length. Right, so what I do, I will simply be connecting my orange cable as the power positive, the blue cable as the power negative, and the brown one will be my data positive, green my data negative. And I just keep the same arrangement of cables throughout my whole system. And these just go in there. Okay, so since we have half set up this tamper, I will be placing my data positive cable in on the open side of the tamper connection here. Just make sure it goes in nicely. Close it up. And then the green cable or data negative would then be going into the my zone connection there. Just gonna close that one up, and that is now connected. We're simply going to proceed now and plug this into the motion detector. You'll see it can only go around in one way. That simply presses in there. Lovely. I'm just going to lightly close it because I'm not going to pinch any holes in the back panel for this cable. I'm just gonna close it up without actually damaging our cable. Right, gonna put it aside for the moment. Now moving over here to the keypad, to the control panel. we will just say that we want this particular one set up in zone number 3 here. So as I've mentioned earlier, my power for the zone is the blue and the orange thing, leaving the other two for leaving the other two for the power. So what I do, I simply make sure here that I have enough cable so that we can actually reach from the auxiliary power that's here up to the zone connection that's on the other side. We'll start by removing the current end of line resistor that is currently terminating zone number 3. Just take that one out. Because we have now wired an end of line resistor at the zone. So I'm just going to take that little guy out of the way. And now the brown is my data positive. That corresponds then to the 3 for zone 3. Just open it up nicely, then it goes in there. That's if I can actually get my hand in. Okay. Now the common is also shared here with zone 4, and we'll just be putting the green one to the common, or ground, or data negative then. Right, now the orange, as we've said, is the power. I'll be connecting that up to the auxiliary out of the alarm system. Now if you have a heavy load of motion detectors and the like that you're using with this alarm system, please do consider getting an external power supply and battery for these. That's ultimately going to help your system a bit. Okay, I'm going to just hook that up, and now you'll see it's actually live on the motion detector now. That now after we have connected the power. So I'm just going to move my control panel completely out of the way. And we're going to bring the keypad over. Okay, so this movement detector is still just busy finding itself here. And I'm just going to close zone 1 and 2 for the moment. We're not interested in them. We're only interested here in zone 3. So you'll see that that blue light is now flashing the whole time. That is because I've just been physically too close to the sensor, so now it's actually trying to scare me away. But it is not registering on the system at all. Just again, we've wired this one to zone 3, so the moment now that I'm actually gonna bother it, it should actually now, there zone 3 goes open. So that means that our motion detector is ultimately working, and you can see as I'm moving here the detector lights also go on and off. Yeah, the angle I've placed it now is not ideal, but there you can see the zone is now opening and closing here on our system. So that in a nutshell is how we wire that Pyronix outdoor sensor. Now, just for demonstration purposes of what the tamper would look like, then I'm simply going to loosen the screw again. Okay, now it's seeing me in any case. Let's just wait for it to stop that. I'm going to open the sensors back, and you will actually see that zone 3 is going to come on if I do that. So let's say I'm tampering with zone 3. That's if I can actually get it open. These ones are pretty nicely sealed. That's because they can be used outside as well. So I open it up, and now it's not going to close at all. It's going to show violation of zone 3 the whole time. Okay, let's place it back. And now it's ready again. So that is just what the tamper would then look like.